Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Oh, John, you're on. I thought I was going to have to do your job.
Hi, John.
Go ahead, John. You're the mouth.
His mic's not working.
Okay. Well, welcome to Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, sponsored by Slama Enterprises and Eric Wentenkamp, Front Street Toys, Trip Downing, and Casper Ag Services. And we want to thank them guys for doing what they do to keep us on the air. Looks like John is having a little trouble there, but I've got Doug and D. Ruth on here, Mike Gerlach, and hopefully Tim Vorwald, if he chimes in. He was going to get on here. Tonight's subject is box turbos. To box or not to box is kind of what I was thinking, guys, right?
Yep.
And we got a couple opinions here and what guys are thinking. I was at the PPL banquet this weekend, and it sounds like guys west of the Mississippi are going to maybe do it, and Badger State guys I don't think are going to do it. But we want people to chime in and let us know what you're feeling about it in the limited pro class or any class for that, because I think like Outlaws does it, pro stocks, and maybe some other classes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
John. Mm-hmm.
Yep, John.
We are.
Did you hear us while we were going through that?
Yep. You did a great job, I might add.
Okay, thank you, Don. I'm learning from the best, right?
New announcer 2026.
Ryan Zolik.
So we'll start with Doug a little bit because we talked last year. You were talking about a box turbo, and then you kind of sounded like you were for it then, but that was maybe because they were going to make it a little bigger, maybe, and make it the same horsepower you had.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where we was at. Was trying to stick with something that if we was going to do it, sticking with something that was going to maintain our horsepower that we had right now and stuff. But it's kind of sounding like maybe they're going to back it up, now. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I think the way I understand, maybe Outlaws already adopted and went with smooth bore with a heavier wheel, which sounds like it's going to back it up quite a little bit. So,
yeah.
Don't know what the rest of them's doing yet. I guess that's to be announced. So I don't really know, to tell you the truth, what the Western or even Excalibur's thinking here.
Well, I would sure hope that as long as all your organizations out there are doing it, they'd go with the same rule, right? So you can, if you're going to do it, you could bounce around from place to place and be competitive or legal, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just don't see that, some of them that I've talked to, don't seem like they want to, they don't want to go backwards, in power wise, and I'm sure some don't really care, but I think it's the components that we got on right now that we're going to have to change some things, if we're going to back up on powers, too. But,
right.
How big a charter they're proposing?
4-1. I think 4-1's what they've proposed. But it's just it's smooth bore, thick wheel. I think just a thicker wheel is what they're talking.
Well, what they're going to do, John, is they're going to make them, more durable with a bigger wheel in them.
Bigger wheel.
A heavier wheel, probably, right? The wheels are so thin right now. That's why they come apart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a heavier blade wheel in it, which is going to back them up. I just know, just going from the boat prop turbo, which in my opinion was never illegal, to what we have now, it backed them up 50 horse. So I imagine what's going to back them up now. Doug, I've heard from 150 to 400 horse. That when you're down in Louisville, guys are saying 400 horse. Well, that's big.
That's a big move. That's there's, like I said, some of the components we got on the tractors to accommodate these more efficient chargers won't work with that kind of backup on horsepower.
Well, guys have also changed all their gearing, say for
sure
X horse. If you're going to back it up 400 horse, you might not have low enough gear.
No, that's right. Yeah, for sure. lot of things to
Right.
think about right there, but I guess I'm just kind of, I guess I shouldn't say neutral. I'm really not for, going backwards, there. So
Right.
is kind of where my stance is right now.
But like
Well,
when we
see,
talked last year, you were talking about a 4-3, which probably would be about the same where you're at, right?
Yeah, that was kind of the reason, to keep it thick enough, to keep the wheel thick enough and maintain the horsepower that we already had. That's what we was talking about. Yeah.
So that was proposed at first, right?
It was, yeah, that was kind of something that we throwed around. Yes. And just kind of tabled it, just didn't really, just thought we'd see how things went this past season.
So. I don't think we're doing this show to bash anybody for what they want. We're not. We're not. No. We're just getting it out here so people know what's being talked about, thrown around, because there's a lot of rumors out there about what's going on,
Oh, yeah.
And Mike, you've heard stuff. What have you heard about it at all? Or
just what was going on over the weekend about the box turbo? I guess, the Outlaws, they put that out 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I guess the couple questions I had first before I say any or my personal opinion is Hartz the supplier for, not that it matters, they're the supplier for the Outlaws? Is that how that's going to work?
That's what the statement said.
That's what the statement.
Yeah. That was on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're a puller with any organization and you go buy a Hartz, I'm just not, like I said, I'm not pointing finger, I'm just asking. If you buy a Hartz 4.1, you still can't go pull with Outlaws unless you have a quote unquote box turbo then. Is that correct?
That's what Outlaw said.
That'd be right.
Right.
Yeah. It has to come off of their,
so
whatever.
I know there's guys in our organization has gone out to Outlaws the last couple of years, pulled 2 or 3 hooks, and we have in years past, not last year, but that probably going to defer people from going out there just for 1 or 2 hooks to enjoy go pulling. And that's what I don't agree with or don't like about the rule, is that you're limiting who, or us personally, you're just not going to go buy 1 turbo just to go pull once or twice, because you don't even know if you're going to go out there until 2 or 3 days before the pull anyhow, because of everyone's work schedule and whatnot. And it, we would really like to go do that, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to, in my opinion is, on this whole thing is you should have your choice of what you want to use, whether it's your pump, turbo, tires, or whatnot. It's your choice. There's vendors out there making good stuff. We all run our tractors hard, but maybe sometimes a tractor gets ran too hard. Maybe that's why we're having turbo failure, water, over RPMs or whatnot. But I just, right now, against these box rules, is just, I want a choice of what I want to do, and my competitor wants his choice, and we can see who can make the combination work. And I think that's the way it should be. So I just,
Mike,
I agree.
What I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to be devil's advocate and say, hey, Mike, well, why don't you put a box turbo on and we all have them and go wherever we want?
If the rule, but have we ever had the same rules for every class everywhere all the time? Have they been that way?
I think 4.1 has been, right? Doug.
When we first
4.1.
Yeah, when we first started, we pulled out Outlaw Organization, and that was back in 2010. It was smooth bore. No, it was not. It had a map. It had a map ring.
If you're going to have these, why can't all the suppliers have a box turbo, and I choose which box turbo I want? Then if you're gonna say you have to have a box turbo, why can't the other 2 or 3 vendors make it, and you choose still which one you want? You still should have your choice of what you want to run, as long as it is legally a 4.1. And the rules state the smooth bore, be a smooth bore, and tech them.
That's a good point, Mike, because back in that day that we done that, when we started with Outlaw, there was 2 manufacturers making the chargers, and you picked which one that you want.
Right. You still get a choice. And
yes.
I just,
that's basically what it's been right now. You either go with a Hartz or a Weimer.
Right.
I don't think anybody else is making one, right?
Right.
That's what it's been. And, they're both going to push them a little bit to make theirs better than the other one. So then why not just leave it wide open?
And I think Apex has got one too, guys.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a 4-1, but
I think Apex is up there too.
we all in our organization, our guys want to go pull, and we want to go pull our local fairs, and we all want to go travel once or twice and do this pulling, but it sure be nice to go somewhere else too. But you're not going to go out and buy a turbo for 1 or 2 hooks, and for that reason, and I think that just takes away from why we want to go pulling or where we want to go and whatnot. And I'm just right now against this box stuff. I just don't think it's the right move for us and for our class. Our class is such a great class, and yes, we push the horsepower, but a lot of these turbos, whether or not there's different reasons they can come apart. How much water are you really using in front of it? How hard did you choose the wrong gear on the wrong track and you're just over revving that son of a gun?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other factors of not just the thickness of the wheel, the fins. There's other issues could cause that, and you need to monitor that and take care of that so you don't have that issue or try to avoid it.
That's right.
And,
Well, I was with the Ohio State group. They're talking, and they said they've had like 6 or 7 4-1 turbos come apart. And I said, man, I don't think we've had that many in Badger State, Mike, this year, did we? We probably had a couple.
We've had a couple, but there again, fatigue. We don't know what the person who had a turbo problem, what really caused it. Like I said, how much did they turn their water back once to see if they can make it spin a little harder?
Right.
And there is other reasons why it comes apart, I think. And that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Mike. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons they can come apart, So,
So
agree.
Did you stay in it too long at the end of the run?
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's all kinds of things that can make that happen.
Yes.
So
Well,
I just
Is not a box turbo fan.
no. We need our choice. It's just like farming. We can choose what seed we want to plant, and whether it works or doesn't work. We're the one that decides. Pioneer, Channel, DeKalb, whatever we want to do. Pesticides, fungicides, whatever. We're in the world. It should be our choice of what to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It should be.
I see a couple things. So if you go with one person that manufactures it, are they going to be able to keep up with all the demand of everybody with one manufacturer? The big thing of that is now you alienated, Apex and Weimer. Now it's just Hart, and Hart does other stuff. He's in the drag racing, all kinds of other things, and then number 2, say Doug and Dee, they want to come up for, the UW pull. Well, now, they don't have, they put their other turbo on, but now they dynoed with the new turbo, so what do they set it at to come up for a weekend and pull, or screw it. We just leave the box turbo on. We know we're not going to have as much power as Mike, but then it's not as fun. Going there that when you hook to the sled, I'm probably not going to win it. I'm not making as much as Mike. And as a competitor, when you have the helmet on and you're sitting in the seat, if you're hooked to that sled, you want to know you got a fighting chance to win this thing today. Otherwise, I'm just a class filler,
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And you're not going to drive 6 hours up here to do that.
No, that's right.
Right.
And that's
Well-
We like you guys, but
yeah.
We
But also,
we always have a good time in
we're-
Wisconsin.
We're still going to come up there. no,
Just won't bring the tractors, though.
there you go.
Right?
This,
Yeah.
but the other things too is, you've got different settings for that. It's just not about taking that charger out and bolting another one on. You got fuel settings, water settings. I mean, there's chances.
You're asking for trouble.
I mean, you're going to ask for trouble. I mean, I'm definitely with Mike on this deal. I think it's probably not such a good idea.
Yep. Well,
if you have one, others are going to fall off too. Why would Weimer invest in the 4-1 charger if Hart's has it buttoned down as the box charger? Well, then I'll concentrate on Super Farm and Pro Stock then, or Hot Farm, Super Farm Pro Stock, but
Right.
I don't just thoughts I have. Derek Schweiger says, You can line up 10 box chargers from the same supplier. None of them were dyno identical.
I can back that up. When I was still in Super Farm, Columbus, I'm going to use Kevin Eagle King. I was at his dyno, had 3 turbos there. They were supposed to be all identical. And this is when we were making like 1,000 horse in Super Farm quite a while ago. One of them turbos was 80 horse better than the other.
Wow.
2, and I said, well, that's the one I want, obviously, right? And we tried all 3 of them. And then we went back to that one and it made the 80 horse again because we thought maybe something's wrong. And we put that one back on and it backed it up and it did it again.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way you can make 4 of them or 15 of them identical.
No.
You cannot. So I made at the meeting in Louisville this weekend, I made the comment, you will have to put it, if you're doing this, because that is going to happen, you're going to have to put a cheap bounty on that turbo if you're going to do this at all, to say, Doug, I think your turbo is better than mine, $100. I'm going to give you the one I have, and I'm taking yours. But I don't want the guy to do that 10 times, But if you can do it one time with a turbo, let the guys do it. But somebody's going to do it to me then after I took it from you. If you had a better one, yep.
Yes, I think the dog got him. The dog took him out.
You're done, pet me.
The dog didn't agree.
No, they didn't. No,
He
I
didn't say goodbye. Unbelievable.
he didn't, did he?
I just
I
moved him backstage for now
There you
Okay.
go.
until he gets his camera back on.
The best way I think is, and it's hard to do, but we go these polls. I think there again, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but if we could tech these turbos maybe a little more randomly and often would help, but that's up to the pullers too, to be ready.
Yeah.
To know that you're going to be tech, be ready to tech. So whoever you're at, them guys can come up, spend a couple minutes, put the slug in, tech it, you're good. Go on. You need to do, that should be done maybe too then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
No, our organization is Excalibur. We do that. We got a good tech guy. I mean, he comes around and he does quite a bit of that stuff. So
our guys are too, and everyone's busy, obviously, but it's up to the pullers to be ready to be tech too. Have your shields off, be ready to do it when the guy walks up.
Yep.
it is. That's
be ready
right.
to go and
Be ready to do it. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't
that's
want
my
Dirk
take
out.
on everything here. And then, like I said, not pointing fingers at anybody, but
No.
I just like the idea. If I want to run whoever I want to run and support the vendors, and if I want to
go where you want to go, pull where you want to
go where you
pull.
want to go, and buy who we want to purchase from, and that's what makes it competitive. I think is I can make my setup work against your setup that's different, and maybe you do a better job tuning it and getting it ready, and kudos to that person. But that's the challenge, and I think that should be kept as the challenge of being able to tune your tractor, whatever class you may be in, and then if you're successful at doing it, you're rewarded for winning, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, I was telling Doug, my concern was, we are out here on this side of the river. Well, if they put that box charger in for Western Series and Outlaw, and Excalibur follows that because they're most likely going to follow what Western Series is doing, and we don't want to put that box charger on, we're going to have to travel.
Right.
And, we're going to have to drive right by a pull maybe 20 miles from our home because we can't pull there.
Yeah.
And that's, but I guess that's what we would have to do because we don't want to go backwards in horsepower.
No, that's what, that's what pulling is. You try to get better every year. You try to make everything last longer, but you try to make it last longer with more horsepower, whatever that may be. And just not trying to beat a dead horse, but I just like the idea of doing what you can do. And I'm not sure I've talked to a few of our other guys, and I think they're on the same page. I haven't heard any of the Badger State guys wanting to do the box rule. I don't think their mindset is to do that.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
I
And
think
I know,
alienates too, you know, it alienates the clubs. You're much better off, even if you don't like pulling with one organization, don't go pull with them. But I mean, if NTPA, PPL, Outlaws, Badger State, whatever, WTPA, Excalibur, they all got the same rules. Just like you said, Mike, hey, we're not pulling for a couple weeks. I know there's pulled down by Doug and D. Let's
Yep.
a few of us go down there, you know. Let's go down and play with the guys for a weekend.
We've done that before. We all say you want a weekend off, but we don't do that. We go find a pool somewhere else, and we would love to be able to just not chase points some year and just go travel at these. You know, every organization has 2 or 3 pools that are very outstanding, very in an area that you would just love to go and compete against other pullers, and this is not going to allow you to do that. And
No,
so
it's kind of sets you
they're
on
going to
an
put them on an island. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Which I don't know if they're thinking that, you know, I don't know if Outlaw's thinking, well, if they put that in, they're guaranteed tractors. I don't know if that's, I don't know what their thought process is behind it, but I don't really, go ahead.
Isn't there pro stock class that way now yet too? Box charger?
It's
Yeah, they're 5.0.
5.0. Yeah, the 5.0 is.
And I think it's a Weimer. Is it a Weimer?
It's Weimer.
Yeah.
It's Weimer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Component.
At least they mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
That's good.
You're stuck pulling there. That's it, you know.
You are.
But what do they do now for R&D in a 5.0 turbo? Because you just put a box turbo on it. And for business, are they ever going to sell another new one?
Well,
They're just going to keep.
I mean, that's the deal with the manufacturers, you know. I mean, they're talking, you know, some of these guys ain't touched these things for 3 years. I mean, it kind of takes the business out of their hands too, you know. So
Right. And so what are you going to do to make that turbo get ahead of the next guy? You're going to push the timing on that motor, and you're going to lean it out. You're going to, and what, is that going to be cheaper?
I doubt it in the long run because you're probably going to blow it up.
Yeah, you're gonna be burning stuff up. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my guess, but for sure.
Colin Burkholt's got a comment here. It says you can box the charger, but then the pullers will research everything else they can just a little more: heads, manifolds, water, fuel. Yeah, and that's the thing. You basically start all over and clean the board off and start all over to catch up with the horsepower that you lost. You know, try and find it somewhere.
And everybody's going to do that. What do you got left? Who's going to push their timing the most?
Yeah,
who's going to, do this or whatever?
I spent 16 years getting where I'm at. I sure don't want to have to go back that far because you can do that overnight if you ain't careful.
Right.
You know.
Well, and I was thinking about this on the airplane ride home yesterday, and I was thinking, in Russia they make certain people drive certain cars, right? Yeah. You have to pick this car to drive. You can't have this car, or something like that. We're in America, man.
Yeah.
You can do what the hell you want. That's part of being an American.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Good point.
I think that one of the comments that upset me the most when I was at one of the meetings, which Excalibur had 4 meetings with doing this process, and then we've had a few with Outlaw when we were over after a pull. But I think some of the comments that upset me the most was, but will you go down the track the same distance? And well, you're going to go down the track the same mile per hour. What difference does it make if we're boxing your charger? And that upset me. I'm like, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we want to be, like Greg says, we want to go up there knowing that we've got a chance to be in the front of the pack. That's what we're all doing. I'm not going there to think, oh, well, it's going to be how I draw tonight, or, because we're all going to be the same, know.
It's going to be a hook position thing, you know.
And sometimes it is
get
anyway.
your loaf of bread, just like everybody else.
There you go.
But sometimes it is anyway.
Mhm.
But I think that's the one thing that upset me.
Brandon Holcomb says all organizations that are running 5.0 are running box Weimer, I believe. That's the only way this box deal can work. It's working for the 5.0 class only because all organizations agree to the same box.
Same.
But then you're eliminating the other ones. But and to Greg's defense, if I got to drive a different car than you, at least we're still drinking the same vodka.
Yeah.
I think if they were going to decide to box it, they should at least box it at the same kind of horsepower that we're all running right now, not take it back to what we was running maybe 3 or 4 years ago. That's just absurd.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense to me at all.
Take it back further.
I don't know if Brandon wants to come on here and talk about a little bit how it's working there. If we can send him, if you want, Brandon, we can send you the link and you can come on and talk to us about it if you want, a little bit how it's going. Just post on here, and I think you could send him the link, couldn't you, Ryan?
Yeah, I can send it to him.
Yeah, if you ask for it, we can. That'd be great to have somebody on here that's doing it. I'm not 100% against it, but I am against it. Put it that way. I haven't been proved to me yet that that's what we want. I want what the majority of my guys in Badger State want. That's my job.
I think that's the way it should be. I think the voters the pullers of every class should have a huge say in the rules settings on a lot of things, because that's just the way it should be. If you participate in a certain class, you should be able to talk about what you want for rules, what you don't want, and vote on it. And the majority vote, that's the way it should be.
And I always feel it should be for the guys in the class, not the guys that might build for it.
Right, exactly.
Right? You hear that all the time. The Ohio State guys were not for it. The Mid-South guys weren't for it. And I forget what Dave Moore calls his club right now, was not for it. It used to be East Coast. I forget what they call it now. They changed it. But Badger State, not one guy
it's
there.
Atlantic polling.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic,
okay. Yeah. Yep. So,
and what are they going to do at Louisville? I mean, what are they? What would that be?
Yeah, what happens there
so whatever one they choose, everybody else is going to go buy one so they can pull there, right? Yeah. Yep, that's just how it'll go.
Wow.
And maybe guys won't go if they have to go buy a different one and mess with their tractor. I know some super farm guys that don't want to go down there, and when they had the rule about taking your intercoolers off, I don't know if they still do that. I don't think they do. I don't even know, but and buying different turbos.
The guys that got intercoolers take them off, and then they dyno them without the intercooler. So,
that's right. That's right. Punky has to go down there all the time.
Yeah. Brandon says I'm not with Outlaws anymore, but still try to keep up with all the organization rules. I'm personally not for the smooth box 4.1 for the same reasons Mike and Doug have mentioned. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks.
But what's the Silver Series? What are they going to do for 26?
I guess I don't think they're going to go with a box turbo. So I'm wondering if with that new series they have, maybe they're not. I never heard anything about the Silver Series. I guess I never asked John that. John Meyer might know if he's watching, or Josh Dutton. They were there for it, but I don't remember. I got into that meeting like 10 minutes late. I don't think they talked about it, or I didn't hear about it. The Silver Series.
Dean Hollicky had a comment here, Ryan.
Yeah, what
Dean and Beth Hollicky, watching tonight, coming on. Rule was just overhauled last year, and it seems like there's winners from all three suppliers.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they did.
But
redo
they did put a spec on that, and that's after we kind of had our thing. They kind of did put a spec on that charger, and that probably done everything we need to do right there, as far as for making it any better or what have you. So
right.
The other thing is, you got your Western Series, Silver Series, Badger State, and all the organizations, and sometimes it's hard to get number one numbers for the class to put a show on, and you're making that a little bit harder to get numbers, kind of, if you have a lot of that going on in different organizations too, though. I mean, you're gonna
we got Tim Borwald on here from ECI too, right? That's Tim, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Tim.
So Tim, what are your guys thinking?
All of our guys with ECI, we just had a rules meeting and banquet this past weekend, and we're leaving all of our rules the same as the way it has been. We feel as a club and the guys pulling with that there's really no reason to go to a box turbo, because why box a higher end class, but we're not, like they said, there's no reason to box that class when we're not trying to do anything with the smaller classes. You know, everybody jumped into the 4-1s because they wanted to have more power. You know, it was just an advantage and things like that. So that's just the way we went. So
Mhm.
You bet.
Yep.
Justin Smith says no box turbo in Silver Series. Thanks, Justin.
Okay, perfect.
Good.
Perfect. Thank you, Justin. Yep. So that, so hopefully now some of them guys were from, Midwest or, Midwest and Excalibur that did pull in that, didn't they, Doug? I don't remember who was in there, but
Yeah,
You know,
there was
so-
a few. There was a few Excalibur guys that pulled. Well, Randy was, but of course Randy's
Where at?
for Silver Series, the Silver Series, which
Yep.
Wharton, but he moved to 5-0.
He moved 5-0 though. Yeah, he didn't pull last
Doug
year.
and I usually sign up for Silver and
Yeah,
Western, but
and
sometimes they
They overlap.
overlap.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to pick one or the other.
We did hit some of them though.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, that's just it.
well, there you
You just answered the question. Then you decide where you want to go, when you want to go, and
Right.
like I said before, as busy as everyone's schedule is, you may not know where you want to go pull until Wednesday, Thursday if it's a weekend pull, and
Mhm.
you don't want it based on that rule. So it'd be just great to go randomly pull anywhere, and that's just. I know I've said this about 5 times, and I'll keep saying it, but I just like the free will of doing and going where we want to go.
You're a gypsy at heart, Mike. That's okay. We
Yeah.
are too.
Yep.
There you
Yep.
We're all gypsies. We travel
We're
around.
gypsies.
go. I hope you guys got room for me up there because I may need a place
Yeah,
to
we
stay.
yeah, well, if they do that, I mean, we're going to come north. I mean,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
where we're going to head.
Yeah, Tim, we might be with you a little bit there too.
no, we'll more than welcome to come up and pull with us. So
You
Yeah.
betcha.
which I think we're gonna have probably only about 8 hooks for 4-1s next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just-
There you go.
We've
And
been kind of short on numbers, so it's just hard to sell the class. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, you may get more,
That's right.
I'll be happy. So
which I think
as
Nebraska
long as
Blues.
it don't conflict with the Grand National, we'll
There
be
you go.
good with numbers. It's just I know
Oh.
all of our guys besides one in the 4-1 are running Grand National. So
Yeah.
So what's the Grand National? That's
Yeah,
NTPA.
yeah,
So the 4-1 is in the Grand National
yeah.
for
Yeah, they took
NTPA.
Super Farm, put 4-1 in for 2026.
They did.
Yep.
Yep.
There may be more super farms rolling ECI and Badger State next year then too, if they're not pulling Grand National,
Yep.
Well, I heard they're leaving super farms in the Grand National. Is what I was told this weekend, but
Are they?
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. Because I heard they'd taken them out, but they done. I heard they
last
did.
pull of our last poll was rumor going around that they took it out. They took super farms out and put 4-1s in. So there's some super farm guys there in Monroe that were talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well-
should be a freedom everybody to be able to pull where they want to pull, and
Right.
you
agree.
make the organizations better if you make them the same all the way around.
Mhm.
Work with everybody and keep the same thing. But
Mhm.
I feel like that's why the 4-1 class was so popular, is because every club was the same.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always was, and then now
Yeah.
everyone is trying to switch because, we didn't see turbo issues like we did 2 years ago. Once they got that bolt prop thing gone, then it didn't seem like to me we'd seen that many turbos popping. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How many did you guys see at your events, Tim?
the ECI we didn't have one.
Didn't have one.
That's
Nope.
good.
Perfect.
We ran on Bryce's tractor. He had 28 hooks on Bryce's tractor that we work on, and that's still the same turbo.
Wow.
We never touched
Really?
it.
How many
Yeah.
runs did we get on ours before we freshened them up? I can't remember
I don't
now.
remember. We had a couple go in our
I mean,
organization.
we didn't pop them, but
yeah,
we freshened them up. You
yeah,
caught
we
it.
just caught it. We had some seals start to leak and stuff, but we got them caught. But no, it wasn't. I still think the spec they got on it right now is probably going to eliminate them from, for say, making it any better. I guess
Right.
I don't know how much thinner they can make it. It looks pretty thin to me. So
Well, yeah, and you want to be there every night, so you can't make them that thin. And
yeah,
there's guys that say you should put a new wheel on every 10 passes or something.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I think it's like Mike said, though, it's maintenance, and watching it and the way you're setting it up. I mean, if they're recommending water and so much water in front of that, you need to be doing it, but
you got to
there's
monitor your turbo
Yep.
speed.
you do. That's right. You betcha.
When we have our banquet there in a few weeks, Greg, is that something that's going to come to a vote? Or is it even going to be talked about, or is it not even going to be on the table?
Well, I don't think we need to put it on the table. I kind of nixed it down in Louisville because I kind of knew what everybody thought. I said,
Right.
take it. Why mess with something that's working really well? And
Yep.
we did not have that many turbos break in Badger State last year. And if it did, a couple of them that went, it was something else. You dropped a valve or something like that.
Mhm,
And that's going to happen to a box turbo.
It will.
mhm.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to run a valve through it,
No,
right? Yeah,
that's exactly right.
right.
For sure.
So I don't know if we got any more comments out there about it or not. Maybe we got it all covered. I think.
They've been pretty quiet here.
All right. If anybody wants to say anything, it's great. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Say your opinion and let us know what you think.
Or
Nobody's going to
what-
think one way or another about you. If you want to put something up here that maybe we're all full of hot air, put it up here. I don't care. Right?
Is there any
I don't know.
other things talked about this last weekend, Greg, that is going to come out later on that kind of pretty important stuff, or everything stayed pretty good?
Everything stayed pretty good in the limited pro class. Pro stocks were fine. No changes. That big money pull, them 5 events, 2 nights each. I think that's a great thing for pulling. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
we need something like that. The money is there, guys.
Mhm.
$10,000 to enter it, and you're guaranteed your money back. Right away. So you just got to make it there. Pays down 15 places. They're looking for 15 tractors in each class. They're going to announce where these events are at the PRI show the week after the second week in December.
Yeah.
And I wish I had time to do it because that's perfect. 10 days, five different places.
So
For
get
that
everybody
kind of
up,
money.
That'd be a dream for everyone's life.
get
Yeah.
everybody up to speed on this, Greg, from the beginning of it. What's going to take place? Because I didn't hear what's going to take place. So now I just got the tail end of what's going on there.
They're paying out $2.7 million. The payout is going to be at 5 different events. You remember Farley, Iowa last year?
Yep.
I really, but the date is there. I think one's in Farley. That's kind of a giveaway, and they $10,000 for first place, and it pays down to $1,000 in 15th place. But you have to sign up for the series, and it will cost you $10,000. And they're willing to, it's 5 different places. Every pull is 2 nights, so it's 10 events. So and in last place is $1,000, so you're going to get your money back.
You're going to get your money back.
What classes are involved in this?
They haven't said that yet either. It's they're going to announce that at the PRI show, but I believe just guessing. I'm guessing it's all 10 classes that run the Champions Tour, and they're still going to have Champions Tour events too. So, it's something to. And there's a $15,000 purse or points payout at the end of that too. So it's they've partnered with NHRA.
Okay.
You know, it's
Wow.
where it's come in
IHRA.
help.
Yeah.
IHRA.
IHRA. Yeah, what am I saying?
There you go.
Yeah, IHRA. Yeah.
And Fent.
Yep, and Fent. Agco. Fent. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Does
it's going to be
every class have a limited number of tractors signed up for it?
Yep. And if they say they get to an event and they're short one, the local guy cannot jump in. You know, you have to sign up for it and be committed to it.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing. You know, I wish I had the time to go do this because I think it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. So
Craig Ratterman says we don't want box turbos, but ITPA is talking about going that way.
you know that it's tough. You know, it is
Yeah.
tough. I make sure you say something at the meetings, guys. Don't sit there on your hands. That's the biggest thing. Don't scream and holler, but just let people know your point.
Yep.
You know, that's what I say. You know,
Should be up to the pullers. The pullers got
Yeah.
all the skin in the game, not
right.
ITPA, not Outlaw, not Badger State. You pullers have the skin in
Right.
the game. It's your checkbooks. You know,
That's
I feel that way. It's no different than you guys voting on pro stock rules for Greg. You know,
Yeah.
Do you guys run that class? No.
That's right.
Why are you voting on
Yep.
it? You know,
100%.
Yeah.
And as a director in your club, you're supposed to represent what your competitors want in that class.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully support that all the time. That's what I've tried to always do, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
No. For sure.
So,
Tough
I don't
gig.
know if any. Go ahead.
I think it's a tough gig. It's a hard conversation. You know, hard
It is.
conversation having. You know, if a few of these, you know, go through with it, you know, next year at this time, we'll know the benefits or not the benefits of it. And those organizations may, you know, the first year may get by, but you may see some people like Doug and Dee go somewhere else, or maybe there'll be 3-4 tractors that aren't pulling that organization now that are going to ECI and Silver Series or come up and run our schedule. You never know, but
Sure.
Right.
you know,
Well, you know, if the class was struggling for numbers and we had to do something, and this might be the answer, but we don't. I don't think Excalibur was struggling for tractors last year, or were they? I don't know, Doug.
No.
Good.
No, we had a good turnout. I mean, I suppose the least amount we had was 8, you know? So, I mean, we had good numbers.
Yeah. Yep, we did too. You know, I mean, I think we were down a couple from the year before, but we had some guys running the Silver Series and some breakage. You know, my boys weren't out, you know, but that's how it was, you know. So,
Yep.
but they'll be back, and
Yeah.
we'll be good.
Yeah, we had a
It'd be
few
good.
that we had some troubles, you know, too there, but you know, that's just to be expected, you know, too.
Yep. Now you can say maybe if we had a box turbo, the boys wanted to split the block, but it was an old block. I think it was going to split anyways. I split a block in Super Farm, so that's
Yeah.
you know what it is,
let me
right?
this up. I'll clear it up right now. It's just an Elsing thing.
It might be.
Yeah.
Might be.
That's it. I got it figured out.
Yep.
So
You
the
push-
competition want the block or no?
Yeah. You want the right thing. You want to win, right? You broke a block too, didn't you, Doug?
I did. Yeah. Towards the end. We block come apart and broke the crankshaft, took it out in 3 pieces. So yeah, it was
Yep.
pretty devastating. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
David
who we have
Knapp.
there?
David Knapp. He just got into the bigger class here this last year. He also pulls pro stock, super stock garden tractors. He's well known in the garden tractor world. Pulls with ITPA, and he says, "How do you feel that the attendance will be affected at the normal Champions Tour events? Will the top tier vehicles in the class save their equipment for the top money events?
Good question.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
question.
That was one of the questions down there John asked. If everybody still support the Champions Tour events, and they've got a few less of them, and I think a few of these big tour or the big money events were Champions Tours last year. So I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's the area you're into, like Hillsboro, we'll co-sanction pro stocks there, and he's hiring. Don is just going to hire a few Badger State classes, and and just have them there. So I will be all right. Hillsboro will be fine. I know that. And Freeport this year decided to go with a rodeo. I think NTPI, put it on their schedule. If they get it, they get it. But they told us it was going to be a rodeo. So we'll see what happens.
Giddy up.
Yep, giddy up.
She said they would be okay with box if it was not denuded. Denuded.
And,
All about the horsepower. That's what we're talking
it
about.
is. Yep. Might be a
Rodeo
one
or
horse
not.
show that bucks a lot, right?
Yep.
Yep.
You still get bucked off, but your horses, you guys seatbelt in. Joe Benedetti says, Greg, congrats on your well-deserved award. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yes. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. I didn't know if I was old enough for that yet or not, but I guess I am.
You started real young, Greg, real young.
Right. I wanted to. There's a few more things I want to achieve yet in my life. So
They ran out of people, honey.
yeah.
There you go.
It's a long way
Yep.
to the top if you want to rock and roll.
There you go.
Yep.
Right?
It is. And it was a surprise. That thanks, guys. It was a big deal. I'm very impressed.
Very.
Yep.
Yeah. And your son and daughter snuck around down the outside of that to be there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. They were spying on me.
Did you know they were there until that night or what?
No, absolutely not. I
Yeah.
was at
So
one
that's-
time we were sitting in the bowling alley getting to have some nachos, and Chuck was behind me, and all of a sudden he started waving his. Chuck Gutenberg flew down with me, and so did Punky. And Chuck is waving his arms behind me, and I'm wondering. I just thought he was waving at somebody. I never looked out the street to see who he was waving at, but he was waving to see all them guys wouldn't walk in because we were right by the door.
Oh no.
I found out later on, but whatever.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It was fun. It was neat.
Yeah, I think Emily Singh said the bar and the hotel, they're coming out to go down there, and then they looked and they seen you down there, so they had to go the other way.
Yep.
Someone else
Yep.
too.
They had to hide in Punky's room for a little while with him.
Oh,
Did they?
that's a punishment.
Oh,
A lot
man.
of conversation on that one.
Right. I've got Carrie here with me, guys. Yep.
Hi,
Hi,
Gary.
Gary.
How's that grandbaby, Ruth?
We ain't had it yet.
Oh,
She's just about ready. It's just about ready to come.
She's due December 10th.
Yep, December 10th.
So.
Oh,
Luck with everything.
Yep. That's more important than tractor pulling.
Absolutely.
Oh
That's it.
yeah.
You bet. Can't wait.
Yep.
Can't wait. Yes.
Hey guys, I got a comment from Chris Feller. He texted me. He says, we can have a box tractor. Everyone drives the same tractor at each event.
Yep.
And he
Yep.
also asked, how do they pick the 15 tractors for the high stakes?
Party.
You had to participate at a Champions Tour event last year.
oh.
Yep. The way it sounds. So like anybody from Badger State that pulled in Hillsboro last year can is qualified this year. And then they're going to keep the top 10 from what he was talking about. This is nothing in stone. If the top 10 from 26 will qualify for 27, and then they're going to pick the next 5 from the Champions Tour events possibly.
Okay.
So, yep. If I'm getting any of that wrong, somebody chime in, but that's what I remember.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Bob wants to talk.
He's got a lot to
Hey,
say.
Bob,
Yep.
Bob says.
you guys from Sauk spell that with 1 O or 2?
What's that?
You guys from Sauk City spell that with 1 O or 2?
No.
One O.
Bob?
Yeah,
Okay.
1 O. Yeah, not move, it's Bob.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
you live in Sauk, so I gotta know. You know, inquiring minds.
Spell Bob right or move right, right?
Oh, right.
Right.
Thomas
Oh,
What's
Wright
Tom
said,
Wright say?
with a 4-1 going NTPA Grand National, not possibly being on the new high stakes tour to go along with some organization going to box turbo, are we hurting the state and regional organization?
Mm.
Good point.
Yeah, I'm not in 4-1, I don't think, because I don't think they're going on that big money tour. I'm not sure, but I'm just guessing if they have 10 classes there, it's the 10 that were, on the tour, Champions Tour before.
But
don't know.
NTPA is putting us in. Is that right? Or did I misunderstand
Yes. NTPA is doing it for sure, I think.
that? For the 4-1s.
For the 4-1s, yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what he's saying. Maybe that might hurt the state organizations if, some of them go pull that.
It might, but like Mike and I said, some guys don't have time to travel and do that. Most guys don't, right? That's why you want to pull local, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And sometimes,
Well,
One
I
year-
think everyone has a pull or two they want to travel to, and they got that figured out ahead of time where you want to go and what the schedule lets you. So,
yeah, that or may take a year, like Mike said, and say, you know what, I'm gonna pull Atoma, I'm gonna pull Hillsboro, I'm gonna pull these 3 at Badger State, I'm gonna go down and pull a Western Series at these 2, I'm gonna go pull Excalibur at these 2, and I'm just gonna float around for the summer.
Might benefit a lot of different communities.
Mhm.
We did that before. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We pulled for points for 10 years and finally said we're going to go where we want. And then we decided last year to do points again. So, yeah.
And the good thing about that is when you miss one or you're out of the points, when you're struggling at home with too much to do, you might say,
Yep.
I can stay home and keep working.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
But that does hurt an event, if it's a good event, everybody wants to go to, that's one thing. But if it's one that, you kind of question the track or whatever, and you don't go, that sometimes hurts,
Mhm.
Sure.
So I don't know. There's good and bad to every situation you look to. You got to make it work.
Yeah.
That's what
And
we
that's
have to
another
do.
thing. The promoters this might make the promoters a little uneasy with splitting up the class, they may not be guaranteed the tractors if they split it,
Yep.
because you can't, like you said, somebody's not going to come down and pull because they can't.
Mhm.
And they don't want to
Right.
buy a box charger to come pull one time or
Right.
not be competitive
Or a non-box turbo, to
or
come
not.
pull one.
Either way,
Yeah, either way.
Right,
and
right.
not be competitive. Yeah.
You guys have come up to Highland a few times and pulled with us, and if you had a box turbo on, you probably wouldn't do that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And unless we were running them, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I firmly believe don't fix a wagon that's not broke.
Yeah.
What are you seeing down the line that this would benefit? The turbo is cheaper, it might be more durable, but that's one thing of everything, right?
Mhm.
Now you're going to be sharpening your tires every other event just to keep that edge. You've got that ahead of them,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Turbos and tires, baby.
Yep.
That's what this is.
Turbos, tires, and Bob, unless you spell it.
Bob
Yep.
removed.
And Al Wright has got a certain rule too that
Yeah.
goes along with Gal. It says Al Wright says there's 3 things that you don't go cheap on: turbos, fuel pumps, and potato chips.
Yep. Cheap potato chips. That's right.
Yeah, you buy the
Right.
good potato chips. You buy the name brand ones. You don't buy the off brand ones.
Right. Right.
There you
Nope.
go.
So, Well, I guess if nobody else has any comments, we might be at the end of our run here, huh?
All right. Sounds good.
We've got our time in.
Appreciate it,
So,
guys.
thanks, Tim. Thanks,
Yep.
Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. I knew you were busy tonight. You got a little late, but I hope you heard
Yep.
some of the conversation. And if you have anything else you want to say about it, let us know, Tim.
No, I'm all in favor with what you guys are saying. So from what
Okay.
I-
Did you gonna get Jason and you guys gonna be able to be on next week?
It's always hit or miss on Mondays for us. It's always a busy day for us. So
Yep.
just like
Weekends-
today, we had truck broke and we had to get them on the road. So
Well, we can do one during the week and tape it if you want.
okay, I'll talk to them. So
Yep. If you get a night that's free, let me know and we can tape a little bit of an interview too. So whatever works
Okay.
for you.
I'll talk to Jason, see what I can get done. So
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
thanks,
guys.
We'll see
You're
you soon.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Thanks.
See you, everybody.
Thanks everybody for